official representatives who were able to join us today. Representing the office of the Lieutenant Governor, John Husted, is Lou Cook. She is standing. Representing the office of Treasurer, Robert Sprague, is Pat McCauley. On behalf of Congressman Troy Balderson, David, excuse me if I pronounce your name, Cordieri. Representing office of Jim Jordan is Barbara Taylor. The 88th District Ohio State Representative, Bill Renicky. Representing the Auditor of the State, Keith Faber. And Marion County Auditor, Joan Casadas. Marion County Sheriff, Tim Bailey. Marion City Mayor, Scott Schertzer. Marion City Auditor, Robert Landon. Marion Township Trustee, Lynn Thomas. And Waldo Township Trustee, Mike Augenstein. Now I'd like to recognize the current board of the Chamber. From the Marion Independent Physicians, Brian Hempstead. From Comp Management, Regina Willem-Napier. From First Citizens National Bank, Kevin Smith. From ITL Machinery Services, Dave Troutman. From Lehman Capital Management Group, Ameriprise Financial Services, our past chair, Tom Kinney. Yeah, stand up, Tom. From Merrill Lynch, Kit Vogel. One of our new board members from Morrill Companies, Grant Gates. Not sure if I've seen him. From Poet Refining, Rick Fox. From Sika Corporation, Todd Petrie. From Sim Brothers Recycling, Scott Knowles. Another new board member from Sisler Companies, Cass Sisler. From Snyder Funeral Homes, Denzer and Gunder Hall, Chad Snyder. From Marion Technical College, Ryan McCall. From Marion Industrial Center, Sharon Baldinger. And from Yancey Clinic, Scott Yancey. I'd like to introduce John Shank, who's going to, the facilitator of Leadership Marion, who many of you have met the class today. Okay. Quite as tall.
Down just a little bit. Hey, thank you all for being here, for having us here. Thank you, Don. Thanks the board. Matt, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the opportunity to facilitate the leadership class. It's a tremendous learning experience for me, and hopefully we get some learning for the people who are in it. I know that we are as we look at Marion. I want to thank the businesses and the chamber members who allow us to take their staff one day a month to come and be part of this process. I understand, as being in business myself, it's hard to lose people, especially good people, for that day, but we appreciate you giving that to us. I also want to thank Doris Dunn, who is the core and the force behind Leadership Marion. She just kind of tells me where to be and kind of what to do. So I appreciate that. As you can see by the list of names over here, and we're kind of in the mezzanine area, this is the largest group, 43 participants in the class. This is the largest we've ever done. Not only is it the largest, it's the most diverse. When you start talking to these people, we certainly have people like myself, lifelong residents of Marion, but we have people who have experiences across Ohio, across the nation, and in this class, it's across the world. This rich ethnic diversity and the different cultures and different life experiences has created a lot of great conversations. And from our point, as you know, we always do a project. Currently, we have 17 different project ideas, which by the end of the day, we're going to need much less. And because we need the time, I'm going to be done with my words, but thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, John. Wyandott's been fortunate to have quite a few graduates of the leadership class over the last few years, and the comments from our teammates have been so positive of what they've learned. If you or anyone in your organization would like to attend the next class, which starts next September, please reach out to the chamber staff to get signed up. As John mentioned, the past 2 years have been the largest classes, and hopefully we don't have to cut it off like we did kind of the supervisory training that we had earlier in the year. So please feel free to ask the staff if you have any more questions about the Leadership Marion. At this time, I'd like to have Tom Kinney come forward. Tom's the past board chair, and I'd like to present Tom a token of appreciation from the chamber. As most of you are aware, this past year was full of many challenges and change. We lost our long-term president, Pam Hall, to cancer. So I would just like to say thank you, Tom, for all the extra efforts and time that you put in this past year. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Matt Carberry, our president of...
Thank you, Don. Welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Once again, you are part of a record-breaking crowd for our annual meeting, a packed house of 200 fellow chamber members. So this will be my first annual meeting presentation, and I'm very excited to share with you some highlights of all that were accomplished in 2019 and our advocacy plans for 2020 based on your feedback. I want to start our highlights of 2019 with our membership, which is part of the reason why today's meeting is so packed. We had 84 new members join in 2019, putting us, for the first time in our over 100-year history, at over 600 members. We are now the
10th largest chamber in the state of Ohio. In the last couple of years, a typical rural chamber of commerce like ours would represent on an average about 30 to 40% of the total number of businesses in their region. I am happy to report, according to our latest numbers from the U.S. Department of Commerce for 2019, our chamber now represents over 60% of the businesses in Marion County and 84% of Marion's workforce at over 18,000 employees. In addition, we have another 100 or so members outside of Marion County doing business in our community, representing another 12,000 employees. This speaks volumes to the business and professionals community's understanding of how working together can help us all succeed, and shows a mutual desire to achieve a better community for all citizens. This show of strength in numbers is truly something the chamber and the community should be very proud of. But it only works if we're all constantly looking to partner with other chamber members first. Along with our fantastic printed directory, which hopefully most of you have received or will be receiving soon, we have one of the most advanced database management tools available, making it very easy for you to do a quick search for a specific business or a category to find a fellow chamber member who can help with whatever your needs may be. We even have an app for that, which you can find by searching for MemberPlus app. Or just call us. If the organization you are currently working with isn't a member, let us know and we'll be more than happy to explain what we can do for them. But what can we do for them? With so many new members, I felt it would be a great time to provide a little history lesson and some background on chambers of commerce leading up to my summary of our chamber of 2019. As long as commerce has existed, traders have banded together for the common protection against enemies, to govern the conduct of trade, and later to exert influence on legislation. In the United States, the first chamber was established in 1770 in New York City, and early chambers promoted the sale of goods, organized markets, made and enforced rules of trade, and even protected goods in transit. Later came the emergence of the chamber as a true community organization, as businesswomen and men began to realize that their own prosperity depended on the development of a prosperous community. Modern chambers of commerce can no longer ask its members, what do you want your chamber to do? Instead, we need to ask, what kind of community do you want ours to be? Today's chambers are also becoming more active in government affairs, realizing that many of the problems facing business can best be dealt with in the legislative arena. The basic mission of any chamber is to create and promote a climate where business and professional community can operate in a productive and profitable manner. The chamber, along with our other partners, represents and promotes the area's business economy and encourages business and industrial investment. To business prospects and newcomers, the chamber and our partners represent the community's pride and self-image. As a tool in its members' overall business plans, the chamber provides networking, educational, and cost-saving opportunities. More on this later. Chambers of commerce are increasingly involved in non-commercial areas, such as education, human relations, environment, cultural, and governmental concerns. Chambers influence national, state, and local legislation affecting business. The chamber also often serves as the community search engine. The organization fields thousands of calls each year from the public looking for community information, referrals, new mover packets, maps, and hundreds of questions. No other single organization does all the varied things a Chamber of Commerce does, but none of that happens without the connections we have here with our economic growth partners and our business, education, nonprofit, and faith-based organization members, all working together. So with that background knowledge, I'd like to get into our 2019 highlights and initiatives. We are keenly aware of our need to support both our large business members, who are so critical to the success of the community, while providing programming and services for our small business members. And that awareness continued to drive us in 2019. In 2019, we saw the growth of our new councils. Both started in late 2018. Our Entrepreneurship Council, designed to offer specific programming for mature entrepreneurs, as well as our Nonprofit Executives Council, designed to address the challenges and opportunities specific to nonprofit organizations. These two councils, along with our HR Council, Manufacturers Council, and Safety Council, allow for specific, professionally driven education and relationship building opportunities. In addition, we put together 2 new wage and benefit surveys, hosted an OSHA 30 industrial safety training, successfully advocated for the continuation of the business income deduction, which was set to be removed from the latest state operating budget, and added a sold-out new annual professional development training program called Supervisor Six-Pack, which kicks off again in September. We provided 32 bagels and business opportunities, which now total over 219 since we started that series in 2012. We are proud to participate in 23 ribbon cuttings, the most we've had in at least 2 decades. We co-sponsored with our members 6 educational events, held 12 business after hours, and, as we do every year, held numerous other large networking events, such as our super fun annual auction, our golf outing, regional chamber business expo, and recently our very successful speed dating like networking at noon. All told, in 2019 we provided an incredible 160 networking and educational events and had over 4,000 attendees. That is about 1 event every 3 days. And we aren't done. Due to the event's popularity, at our networking at noon last December, I announced that in addition to our winter networking at noon, we'll be adding a second summer networking at noon event starting this year on June 4th, 2020, where we will be partnering with the brand new Brickyard venue on Main Street. In 2019, we also provided free advertising to our members via over 300 email exclusives, and our conference rooms were utilized day and night by members, also at no charge, over 350 times. Members stepped up and announced 5 additional member-to-member benefits last year, which I really hope you consider sharing with your employees. Reminder that these are perks all of your employees and their families can take advantage of and save real dollars. For example, here's a picture of the employee bulletin board at Sims Brothers Recycling, where they post customer-exclusive email blasts and member-to-member benefits that provide them discounts. We also saw the number of members enrolling their organization in our new chamber member-only Anthem Health Insurance Plan double in 2019, with reported savings of up to 48% over their current insurance plans. If you are an organization with between 2 and 50 employees, we encourage you to get in touch with us for info on a free quote. And rumor has it, later this year, we may be able to announce very limited time eligibility for businesses with only 1 employee, essentially sole proprietors, which would be huge. In addition to this savings program, in 2019 we saved our members over $66,000 in office and cleaning supplies through our Office Depot Office Max Chamber Discount Program. We saved our members over $72,000 on their premiums through their participation in our Safety Council. And through our Workers' Comp group, provided by Comp Management, we were able to help our members save over $46,000. Now, many of you are in this group, but some aren't. If you aren't, I encourage you to allow Comp Management to provide a quote to your business this year. Our Rep Extraordinaire, Regina, who is with us today, she's a fantastic resource, lives right here in town, and can answer any questions you might have about the group. Again, I would encourage you to see Regina today or contact the Chamber for a free quote. And this is just a few of the ways we are helping organizations' bottom line. It is now 105 years and counting that your Chamber has supported our business community through public policy advocacy, community planning, and the offering of programs and services designed to help make your business more successful. We exist only because of you. Your board of directors met early in January to define their vision and goals for the year. Like in 2019, due to their significance and community impact, 2 initiatives from 2018 have been chosen for continued focus in 2020. These initiatives have become long-term strategic efforts requiring a long-term vision and plan. The first is Marion, a small reinvention city. Several years ago, we began working with the Greater Ohio Policy Center, which is a prominent think tank located in Columbus. Recent research and programming by Greater Ohio includes a report focused on the economic turnaround of what they term Ohio's 15 small legacy or reinvention cities. Marion is one of these cities included in the report. Our intention is to continue to assist Greater Ohio in developing a plan to provide support and monies to these cities to aid in economic growth, as well as remain involved in regular meetings with other reinvention cities to collect and share community development strategies that can help move Marion forward. Progress has been made. There remains much more to accomplish, and it will require continued collaboration with city officials, regional planning, and many others to help Marion get to the next level. The other initiative from 2019 going forward into 2020 is the removal of blighted properties and delinquent property taxes. We continue to believe our quality of life, your ability to attract and retain talent, the value of our housing stock, and your individual property investments will be increased when this challenge is addressed. Giant strides have been made since we met here at this last time. Many are responsible for the success. Again, teamwork among government officials, concerned citizens, business leaders, and nonprofit organizations such as the newly formed Housing Coalition is making a difference. For example, with the help of the County Auditor's Office and with data and input provided by a number of organizations, Marion now has a better picture of the scope of the issue, where opportunities exist, and tools are in place to help the community identify additional blighted properties. 2 land bank demoed lots were given to Buckeye Ridge Habitat for Humanity, with one turned into a single-family home, and the second has 2-family unit under construction. 3 more lots are pending to give to Habitat for future consideration. Another city land bank property was given to Mays Community Temple, and with the help of AS&M Urban Gardens, converted a vacant lot into an urban garden and provided fresh fruits and vegetables to over 100 families last year. Over 15 blighted properties have been removed in 2019, and 54 total since the county land bank was formed, with the city land bank demoing over 200 properties before that. But with over $7.7 million still delinquent in property taxes, And with the County Land Bank's $850,000 OFA grant now exhausted, and just under 1,000 additional properties listed in poor or very poor condition, much more creative work and alternative long-term funding support is needed. The city and county budgets are largely funded by city income taxes and county sales tax. Thus, our city and county elected officials are very dependent on the success of each of your businesses. Your ability to attract quality talent is linked to a quality community. This is why the Chamber feels so passionately about addressing the blighted properties we are challenged with. New initiatives this year include the Innovation Center in Marion County. In 2017, the Chamber's leadership class decided to create a local Shark Tank-like business startup competition, but with a catch. With the help of sponsors and a partnership from Marion Technical College, every contestant received a 6-week business training course at MTC for free. In the Forge classes, they learned the basics from discovering their market, dealing with employees in finance, expansion, how to pitch their ideas to investors and the public, and most importantly, how to create a business plan. It was a very successful project, with business startups like our restaurant neighbors, Attaboys, commenting that they wouldn't be in business today if it weren't for the skills they learned at MTC. The classes and competition have taken off since then, with over 52 participants in the last 3 years. Even more importantly, MTC is quick to credit their involvement with the Chamber's Leadership Class project as the spark to increase their role in assisting small business development. They folded the Forge under their college, created an advanced set of business classes called Forge 2.0, open to all new and established businesses, again at no cost. Starting this March, signups are still available on their website. And recently, they announced plans to open what they are calling an Innovation Center in Marion County. As the graph shows, Marion currently lags behind many similar-sized counties and our surrounding counties in terms of the percentage of small businesses compared to the overall total number of businesses in our county. We need to encourage the creation of small and diverse business startups, which are an integral component to growth and innovation in the community. Marion Technical College's proposed Innovation Center would house a small business development incubator, makerspace, entrepreneurship center for existing businesses, and more. The board is excited to see these much-needed resources come to Marion, and will focus on helping MTC promote the center and connect businesses to their resources, establish business mentors to startups, and more. And our final big picture initiative for 2020 is the exploration of enhanced community collaboration, in which the board hopes the Chamber can explore new opportunities to strengthen the collaborative partnership with other community organizations and government offices at local, state, and federal level to promote a pro-business environment for Marion County. Our involvement in Creating Healthy Communities Coalition, Love Inc.'s Community Collaborative, Housing Coalition, Made in Marion Expo Committee, Safety Expo, Marion Area Workforce Acceleration Collaborative, and the Workforce Development Symposium are some of the new ways we are working toward strengthening our collaboration with other organizations to share resources and knowledge, provide connections, reduce silos, and bring a pro-business perspective to larger aspects of community development. This is something the Chamber has always strived to accomplish, and we are making an even more intentional focus for 2020. Hopefully by now you've received one of the key initiative handouts, which covers our recent history of big picture advocacy and impact, as well as outlines the 2020 initiatives I've covered today. We'll be providing updates throughout the year on all of these initiatives. However, we are extending to all members, if you have a particular passion about any one of these initiatives, please let us know and we will add you to future initiative discussions. In addition to the big picture advocacy efforts listed today, the Chamber will continue to advocate when possible for the 2019 initiative Efficient Emergency Response for Marion County, hoping for increased collaboration between our 10 fire districts, including manpower training, increased response times, equipment sharing, and possible consolidations. We will also be working with community partners and elected officials to promote ground-up advocacy and pride through the creation of neighborhood associations in key areas. We will also continue to provide resources and workforce education and training related to the opioid and other drug abuse, including partnering with Ohio BWC and our NMH board to offer funding and supervisor training to businesses who hire citizens in recovery. And of course, we will do our part to help promote all the amazing activities happening in relation to the opening of the Warren G. Harding Presidential Center and the 200-year bicentennial celebrations. All this and more make 2020 a great year to be a Chamber member. So before we get you back to work, time for a wrap-up, including some giveaways and a very special award. But first, some thank yous. 2019 was a very somber time for the Chamber, with the passing of community leader, Chamber President, and my role model, Pam Hall. And we could not have accomplished everything we did without the support of our amazing Chamber ambassadors, passionate board members, community members, and my incredible employees. Doris Dunn is one of the finest employees I've ever worked with. And we have been so fortunate to be able to retain her energy, knowledge, and passion for all of you and the community. Unfortunately, Jessica Warner has recently left the Chamber for an amazing opportunity with our member Sika, and we thank her for the incredible job she did while she was with us. Same goes with our part-timer, Administrative Assistant Amy Bly, who we are very happy to see take a full-time position with another member in the community. I am happy to introduce our newest members, Tanya Bowman, who will be replacing Jess as our project manager, and Kelly Little, who will be replacing Amy as our administrative assistant. Many of you know Tanya from Marion Community Credit Union and Kelly from Why Not Snacks, and we are very excited to have them on board. Thanks again to Comp Management, longtime sponsor of the event, Boyd Bourne Funeral Home, and Amy Fredericks and Mike Dosek for Edwin Jones from stepping up to provide financial sponsorship dollars for today's event. Once again, thank you to our pianist from the evening, Diane Ehrman, who serenaded us as we enjoyed lunch. We would like to now do something fun by drawing a couple names out of a hat, or in this case, a basket. Thanks to Mike Zucker, we are giving away a month's free advertising on Bright Light Media's downtown electronic billboard. And the winner is Tom Kenny. Next up, we're drawing $500 off a new member golf membership at the Marion Country Club thanks to Bill Mayberry. And the winner is Scott Knowles. The next lucky name we're going to draw is a recipient of a free raffle ticket to our annual OSU raffle. As you may know, the lucky winner of that raffle will be receiving 2 tickets to all of Ohio State's home football games. We also will have these tickets for sale. Some of you, I think, got hit up for that. The winner of that is Don Mount. This is not. This sounds perfect. I apologize. Okay, wait. No drawing needed. You are all welcome to take advantage of the offer to rent either this beautiful lobby area, grand ballroom upstairs, or their second floor conference room, an additional 5% discount. Now that's on top of the already 20% discount that all Chamber members receive. All you need to do is book the rental prior to June 1st by speaking with Keaton Graff, who will be up near the ballroom immediately following this meeting if you have any questions. And last but not least, Valentine's Day is next Friday, so just in case you have some jewelry type shopping to do, Carol's Jewelers has your bag. They will be offering that anyone here can stop by today or tomorrow, and just by mentioning you were here at the Chamber's annual meeting, you will receive 25% off in-store purchases. And now a new tradition. The announcement of the winner of the 2nd annual Pam Hall Betterment of Marion Award, presented to the individual who passionately advocates for the betterment of Marion's businesses and citizens. Don, as board chair, would you please do the honors of presenting this plaque?
First off, I would like to recognize last year's winner, Ted Graham. Ted, who was Pam Hall. So at this time, I would like to introduce our recipient for this year. Today's honoree, Daryl Gates, was born and raised in Gallion, Ohio, the 4th of 5 children of Boyd and Marion Gates. Daryl met his future wife, Valerie, at Gallion High School, and they were married in 1973 while both were attending the Ohio State University. He studied finance in 1974 and started his career soon after at Plant Life Services in Marion, Ohio. After working at Plant Life for soon promoted to the regional manager in the Chicago area. After having their first 2 children, Grant and Brett, Daryl and Valerie decided to move back to Marion, where Daryl would take a position with Morrow Chemical to help Dick Fetter manage the company in 1994. Daryl helped arrange a joint venture sale for the Fedders, and Daryl would become president and CEO of Morrill. He recently retired after being with Morrill for 32 years. While at Morrill Chemical, Daryl continued the tradition of the company being a pillar in the agribusiness community. He's particularly proud of when the company was honored as the Agricultural Retailers Association Retailer of the Year in North America in 2013. In addition to his contributions to Morrill, Daryl has taken numerous opportunities to advance agribusiness at large. Daryl is a former board member and past chairman of the Ohio Ag Business Association, former board member of the Ohio Farmers Co-op. He has participated with the Ohio Department of Agriculture's Ag Water Quality Committee and Governor's Advisory Committee. In the community, Daryl has taken nearly every chance to advance the cause of many. He's a former board member of Marion YMCA, River Valley Board of Education, Marion General Hospital, and his memberships include Marion Area Chamber of Commerce, where he was on the board and served as treasurer for nearly 15 years. He was a board member of the area Red Cross, Marion General Hospital Foundation Board of Trustees, Marion Rotary Club, trustee and chairman of the Ohio State University Marion, team member of Morrill Chemicals Relay for Life, the United Way Pillars Club, and the Ohio Commodores. Woody Hayes said, "You can never pay back, as you should always try to pay forward," a mantra that Daryl has taken to heart. Daryl and his wife Valerie have been married for 46 years and have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. Being the father of 4 boys, Grant, Fred, Blake, and Brock, meant plenty of hours helping coach basketball, baseball, soccer, and golf. In his spare time, you'll see him reading, playing golf, watching the Buckeyes, or one of his long suffering Cleveland teams. Or he may have tuned in for the 4,756th viewing of Forrest Gump. We would like to congratulate Daryl Gates being the 3rd annual Pam Hall Betterment of Marion Award.
Try not to get too emotional here. This is a great award. I'd like to take 30 seconds to think of Pam for a minute. Is that okay? Sure. Pam meant a lot to me, and she said, you know, you take this job as treasurer, it's for life. And about a year ago or so, whenever it was, you might remember, I said, Pam, I've done this long enough now. And so, I think it was 15 years, maybe a little longer. I was one of Matt's biggest supporters. I'm so happy for him coming on board. And that was quite a speech you gave, by the way. I was very proud of you. And, boy, I don't know where to start. I don't want to hold you guys up, but I will say this. I was in the shower earlier and I was listening to the Beatles. Believe it or not, I get in the car, and then in channel 6 on Sirius right now is all Beatles songs. So that's why I asked our piano player. I said, "Would you play a Beatles song for me?" She said, "Oh, no, I can't do that." Well, one of my favorite songs was on there, and I feel this about all you guys because you're so important to Marion. And that song is In My Life. I love you all. And I've got one thing I want to ask the young people here, and I know there's a lot of them upstairs. And it's kind of the same speech I gave at our Christmas luncheon. But the one movie I've probably watched 20 times is The King's Speech. I'm sure a lot of you have watched that movie. And he had Lionel, you know, that was his coach, because he stuttered really bad. And his coach was there every speech he gave. It was King George VI. Every speech he gave during World War II. So the only reason I bring it up is that, at least for you young people, it's good to have a mentor, okay? And he was his mentor, you know? I mean, he was kind of his coach, but he was also his mentor. And I think it's important that you guys do that, because I realize that the millennial generation is different than us with the baby boomers, but it's also some stuff that you can learn from them. And so I would encourage you guys, if you're working with a company, and I've tried to do this with people that were in moral companies, and like I said, I recently retired, but I would encourage you guys to get with somebody that you're working with and learn something from them, because I think there's a lot to learn out there, and you don't, it's not that you're going to give anything up, it's just that it's just important. One thing I never worried about in my career was hiring somebody smarter than me. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted smart people around me, you know? And you guys got to remember that. So get some smart people around you, and you're going to learn stuff from them. And then the service piece of it is the most important part. And I ran into a guy the other day at Rural King. And it was a farmer. I could see he had a farmer's hat on. And I said, "Where do you farm?" He said, "Well, I farm up a little bit in Wyandotte County, a little bit in Seneca County." And he said, "Is your name Daryl Gates?" I said, "Yeah, that's my name." He said, "Well, we've met before." And he says, "I come to your fish fry every year. We have this annual fish fry." And but he said, "When I come into your office, all those people jump through hoops to take care of me. And when I go out in the plant to load my truck, they won't even let me get on my truck. They said, 'No, we're taking care of it.'" And he said, "I just want you to know," and I'm not saying this braggingly, because I mean, we've had a really good team, but they said, "We're going to take care and make sure everything's okay." And he said, I've never had any service like that any place in my life. So those are the two lessons that I want to give you today, is the service and to get a mentor to help you do things. This is really important to me. Like I said, I was on there probably 15 years, Matt, and like I said, Pam said, "You're on here for life," and I finally gave up. But it was the chamber. There's so many things you guys can get through the Chamber of Commerce, and you need to take advantage of it, right? I mean, whether it be workers' comp, whether it be health insurance, whatever those different issues are, Matt kind of laid them out there for you, and that was just one heck of a speech, Matt. Very proud of you. And I'm proud of the board that's on there now. I mean, I know a lot of the guys, and I sure appreciate everything they do. And I appreciate all you guys coming out today. And this is very, very important to me, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Don, and congratulations to Daryl. I'm going to end today with a message from Pam, who in one of her last annual meeting speeches here wished to share the following that rings very true today. We remind all of you how important it is to love deeply, to cherish every second that you are given, to forgive and to forget, and to seek the peace that passes all understanding. May God bless each of you, your families, and your organizations. Thank you very much.